What's up everyone, I'm Buddy, back with another video, and we're looking at my current daily keyboard that I use, the Keychron K4. So this mechanical keyboard only costs $100. The $100 price tag is definitely reasonable, and I think it's a great price to get. It's not really a super heavy investment like some of those gaming keyboards or something that are like $150. Not super expensive, but not necessarily something cheap that you'll get made of, say, like a plastic board or something. It's strong, sturdy, and made of aluminum, and it feels pretty nice to type on. So the current switches that I have in them are red switches. They also have the option for brown if you're into those. Now the differences is the red is going to be a little bit quieter, and it's just a straight push down, and at one point during your push down it'll activate the key. The browns, when you're pushing it down, it's going to feel like there's a little hitch or a little click as you're pushing it down, and then it'll signal to type the key. So just a little bit different, personal preference kind of thing. I haven't done a lot with browns, so I decided to go with reds, and I also wanted something that is a little bit quieter in case I'm on calls with it and I wanted to type out. I found that Zoom calls actually do cancel out the red sounding, the clicks of the keyboard on Zoom calls, but actually on FaceTime and other regular phone calls, people say it's kind of loud and they can hear me typing. Just letting you know, they're not the quietest boards. People still will hear you, especially if you're a big key masher. It doesn't really require a whole lot of force to even activate a key. You can figure out where the kind of actuation force is, then you can pretty much glide around with this keyboard and type pretty fast. Just a reminder, only a small percentage of you guys watching are actually subscribed to the channel, so if you're enjoying the video so far and want to see other videos, just hit that subscribe button down below. It's free, easy, and you can undo it at any time. Now my only complaint is that it is a little bit more compact than I kind of like. Now I bought the one, like I said, with 100 keys, which basically means it comes with a numpad. I like to type in big numbers or a lot of numbers or do math basically with a numpad. This one at the time, it was the only kind of one that they kind of sold that within this form factor. It fits on my desk really well, and if I had a bigger one like the K1, it would be nice, especially with the arrow keys not running into, say, the 0 key, and having that big 0 key is really nice for typing it in, because sometimes I just get mixed up between the right arrow key, the 0, and the decimal point. It's not the biggest drawback, but it's one that I have to deal with when I have a little bit less space to deal with than a big desk. That being said, this is a pretty thick keyboard. It is pretty high. It's like as tall as my mouse-ish. It's as tall as like some Legos that I kind of measured it up. So if you guys can see some of these measurements, you can kind of get a feel for it at your own house, how tall this keyboard really is. And depending on your kind of typing etiquette / experience for how you like to sit and type with, sorry, I don't know why I looked back there, I heard something. Depending on how you type with your normal body posture and how you should be typing, if you type how you're normally supposed to type with keyboards, you're really not supposed to lay your hands down on the table. That's why they make wrist rest for people that can't do anything but lay their arms down. It'll kind of ease that transition throughout the wrist, because you don't want to have a wrist that is too much bent when you're typing. But technically you're supposed to kind of have your arms up off the table while you're typing, 90-degree bend in your elbow. So for me, I kind of have a pretty good typing posture. So when I type with this, I really don't find it that bad, that thick, that horrible, or that my wrists hurt after using this. But for you, it might totally vary. Your desk height could be way higher and you can't do this or something. I don't know. It could just depend on how your desk and chair setup is as well. The RGB version is pretty fun. They've got a lot of different colors, a lot of different patterns that you can use, popping up everywhere, or a cycle, just one solid color, or through the lines. They've got tons of fun different little things that you guys can choose from, as well as dimmable. And it's perfectly bright in low light situations, and I like using it. It's pretty nice. The cable is also nice because it comes with a USB Type-C charging port, so that way I can charge it with pretty much all the stuff in the background you see, iPad, MacBook, that monitor, all is USB Type-C, so I can charge it up on the fly. It does work for Windows and over Bluetooth or plugged into your computer via cable as well. And the battery life lasts a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks or something, depending on how heavy of usage. It lasts enough that I don't have to plug it in all the time. But overall, I think it's a great keyboard to get, great mechanical typing experience. It's not too expensive, it doesn't take up that much room, I get a numpad, and it's got some neat RGB and features features like USB Type-C charging. If you guys have enjoyed this and are still watching, feel free to leave a subscribe down below, because it's free, easy, and you can undo it at any time if you don't like our future videos that we're coming out with. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.